Hey guys, what's going on? RoachGdC here, back again with another episode of my Minecraft Let's Build, Let's Play, and on today's episode, you see a title popping up saying extra storage. Little bit of extra work into this episode today because it is a post-commentary episode. So right now, what you're seeing on screen, I've already built prior to me talking right now. It's the first ever post-commentary video I am doing, and I think, as of right now for my channel, it's the right thing to do for my Minecraft videos. It just allows me to stay a little more focused on topics I want to discuss with you guys, such as, about my day or something that bothered me in classes, stuff like that. It's hard for me to focus on, setting up like a redstone circuitry. Like here you see I placed a dropper and like trying to figure out the timer for that. And while trying to talk about, my professor talking about nonsense in class that I didn't really care about, it's hard to do both at the same time for me. I struggle with multitasking. I'm a very one-track kind of guy. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I think it's got its strengths and its weaknesses, but for the purpose of this episode, or for the purpose of this series, I'm going to start doing more of these post-commentary videos. And that's not to say that I'm going to stop with the live commentary. If I don't have something particularly interesting to talk about in the video, I will be doing a live commentary, and especially for like important events in the game, like defeating the Ender Dragon, which we will get to in a little bit, I will do a live commentary of that as well. It's just some things I would prefer to do like this. So we're going to see how this goes, and I also had a good time playing around with the editing in this. It's not a lot of fancy things you'll see on screen here. You'll see titles pop up, yes. It was more like playing around with the timing between the transitions. I enjoyed it a lot more than what I had been doing, so I think this will help me stay a little more frequent with videos. Excuse me. But let's talk about where I have been for the past few weeks not uploading. So like most people, college has started back up for me. I am back in classes, taking notes, doing homework, studying, learning, etc. The normal routine. So these past 2 weeks, I've been doing that. Prior to that, I had to do some prep work for college, buy my books, get some notebooks, pens, pencils, etc. And that just took a little time to get done, as well as moving out of my old place into my new place. Now, I'm still in the same house that I was in before. I just moved down the hall into a bigger and better room, in my opinion. So that is where I have been. That's why videos have been scarce on the channel. But that should be remedied now, I'm hoping. And I know I've said that a couple times, so there's probably no point in, or like, there's no trust now. But I am hoping to get better at videos and maybe bring some new content like Pokemon to the channel. That's the goal, at least. Quickly, to focus on the video, we're going to see the next item here. And I have changed these hoppers a little bit because I did place them wrong in that first segment. So I had to move them back one block to where I am so that I could get the item sorter correct, or built correctly. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But anyway, yeah, that's where I have been the past few weeks. So sorry. Moving on from that, let's focus on the game itself. There has been a lot of videos out about 1.9 updates, and I am looking forward to playing 1.9. I have not updated my game quite yet, just because I'm a little scared of the potential corruption of my file. So I've always been hesitant to do it. Like, the features are so tempting for me, but at the same time, now, since I'm doing this on YouTube as well, I'm even more hesitant to update. The only time, or like, once Dinnerbone or Jeb or whoever gets the beacons figured out in the end. So once the beacons are actually located in those ender ships, which is what they're called on the Wikipedia apparently, and here I struggle with redstone yet again, shock. But once those beacons are placed in the end in one of the snapshots, then I will update my game. Then I will go and defeat the Ender Dragon. I will go and do some end exploring, because I really think that like that whole new aspect in the end is just awesome. I love the new sense of adventure in the game, and it's never ending, just like the overworld. You know, the end before was just kind of, you know, boring, right? You would go in, defeat the dragon, and set up an Enderman farm to, you know, get Ender Pearls, if that's what you wanted to do. So I am looking forward to searching through that new infinite end area. I'm not sure what to call it. However, there are some things I do not like about the new update. The combat style, I know people have been complaining about a little bit here and there. I'm not terribly opposed for it. I think it's a nice change of pace for the game. I haven't been playing particularly that long compared to some of the bigger YouTubers, but you know, I can see where the change was needed. However, I don't know how it's going to work with mobs. If I can't one-shot a creeper, I'm going to have to get a little more bow reliant, I feel like. Especially, like, if I can't do some one-shot easy killing of skeletons and zombies and creepers, etc., I always kill those things with my sword. I should probably start using my bow more, especially if this update's going to kind of nerf my ability to one-shot all those things. So that's one little gripe I have with the update, is maybe it's not a one-shot on mobs anymore. I haven't done a lot of testing with it, though, so I'm not 100% sure on that. Another thing that I'm not a big fan of is the shield itself. Excuse me again, sorry. It takes up a lot of the screen, I feel like. It's almost like I'm losing a third of my screen, and I know that's not true at all. It's more like an eighth or something smaller. But the shield, when it's just like in your offhand and you're just ready to equip or ready to bring it up if you need it, I just feel like it blocks off too much of the screen. And I don't like that. If it could like be brought to your side more, like if you're holding a shield in real life, I get that it's going to block your screen. I do. But if you're not holding the shield to defend yourself in real life, most likely your arm's going to be hanging at your side because, well, let's be honest, you're not going to try to hold up a shield for any extended amount of time. It's just going to tire out your arm. I don't think the knights, well, I could be wrong about this, but practically speaking, to conserve energy, you would want, wow, voice crack, you would want to, you know, have the shield down as much as possible, and I think that's something that could be kind of implemented into the game. I'm sure, I haven't looked at it in, like, F5 mode. I haven't looked at myself holding a shield, but I'm sure it looks like it's hanging at my side. But I don't get why then it looks like I'm like kind of holding it somewhat up to my body when I'm not. Does that make sense? I hope I'm kind of making sense with that. So that's just another little thing. It's not huge. Maybe I just won't end up using the shield at all because I don't do a whole lot of PvP in this game itself. And let's see. The last thing that I'm not the biggest fan of is the Ender Dragon fight. Now, she seems to be a little, like, she's harder and easier in some aspects. You know, that fire breathing makes it a lot harder to, like, just sit in one spot and sniper. I'll give you that. That's a nice change. And the kind of protecting the bedrock is a good change as well, I suppose. But maybe it was just the update, the snapshot that I played. Once you got around behind the dragon, you know, she didn't turn around to try attacking you again. And that just seemed a little too easy because you can just spam her with your sword. Well, not spam, but you can, you know, attack her as much as you want with her sword or with your sword because she wouldn't turn around. She just would stay there, continue breathing fire. And I guess the fight just seems different. So maybe it's just going to take some getting used to. We'll see what happens. I do like that you can repeat it, last I heard. Like, you can fight the dragon again and again, which I'm looking forward to. I think that was a really cool feature. I'm wondering if the XP drop is still going to be the same, though. Like, oop, and I fall here. I'm very coordinated, yes. I'm wondering if the XP is going to be the same. Because the first time you kill her, you get, like, insane amount of XP. You get up to, like, level 60-something. And with the new enchanting system, you soldier boy, sorry. You can enchant, like, what's 30? It's 30 levels. 10. Enchant 10 bows, 10 swords. You can enchant 10 things just from killing the dragon. So I feel like, I mean, it's gonna be not a hard fight. Maybe it's a different fight. You work for the XP a little bit. So we'll see on consecutive fights if there's going to be the same amount of XP drop. If not, I can understand that, but I think it'd be kind of cool if there were. It just kind of, negates the need for, I guess it doesn't negate the need for XP farms, because if you want to, like, quickly enchant one thing, you're not going to go fight the dragon, get up to level 60-something, and risk dying and losing all those levels. But anyway, those are, like, all the initial kind of negatives I had about the update. I just wanted to throw those out there. I mean, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but the game's going to be what the game's going to be. Just because the community's not reacting, well, I guess if the community reacts very poorly and everyone stops playing and stops buying, yeah, Mojang will change it. But for the most part, people are gonna like mope and groan about it. But Mojang's probably gonna keep it the same no matter what, because it's a change to the game. People are still playing it, and they'll just, get over it. They'll get used to it. But you can see here we're on the last part of the chicken farm. It's the production chamber, quote-unquote. And as the last thing I want to talk about the update is I am really looking forward to the new the new blocks and the new ender brick. Like, Endstone, I guess it's end brick. Is it ender or end brick? I'm not sure. But Endstone, I feel, is such an underrated block in the game. Like, nobody uses it. And plus, it was a scarce resource. It was one of the resources that you couldn't get an infinite amount of. I'm not sure that another resource in this game exists like that. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure. Maybe I'll have a list at this point here. But Endstone was the only block that you could not get an unlimited amount of, and now you can, which is awesome. I, as you guys know, if you've watched any of my previous episodes, that I am a big resource gatherer. I love that about this game. I love the sense of adventure, and I love gathering resources. I stockpile them. Maybe I don't use them for a long time, but right now I've got a double chest full of dark oak logs that I intend on using for something. I'm not sure what. And I don't know. I'm a big resource gatherer. Maybe I should have lived in this BCE times where our ancestors were hunters and gatherers. I could have been like the best hunter or gatherer around. Maybe not hunter. I don't know if I could kill something. Haven't really been put in that situation. But I'm not talking about like a person. That's just wrong. You don't want to, like, murder's bad. Don't murder. But what I was talking about, like, killing like an animal for food, I've never been put in that situation, so I don't know if I could do it. If I was hungry enough, I'm sure I could. Kind of a little off topic, but I am glad that the end brick or ender brick, whatever it is in the game, and the purple blocks, they're very cool. I feel like they have kind of a specific use, though. Like, purple is kind of a cool color to add into the game. I'm not sure it was the right color, though. I think it's a nice change. Like, no matter what they did, I'm glad that they did it. I just maybe think a different color might have been a little better. I don't know what colors were really lacking in the game right now. I mean, we got redstone for red, lapis lazuli for blue, we got gold for yellow, etc., etc. So I guess purple was like the one block that we were kind of missing for the most part. I don't know if it's going to be my favorite block, but the new plants, the new beets, the new everything, I love it all. And hopefully the really important thing is that we can trade those beets to the villagers, the farmers, so that we can get a little more emerald action. Because you guys know me, I love resource gathering. But yeah, I think you see here the complete chicken farm. So I'm going to go into the game now and show you guys a little bit of the functionality of it. So sit tight. Alrighty, guys. So here we have the complete chicken farm, just the skeleton of it. We're going to be putting in a building surrounding it fairly soon, I suppose. kind of to match the rest of the builds that we have here, which the only one that is really complete is the stone farm. But looking past that, here we have the main storage, which will be mostly, or it is only going to be raw chicken. That's the only thing that I really care about from this farm. And the only reason that I care about raw chicken is because I want to trade it with the villager, the butcher, over in the general store. So that's why this farm was made. That's the reason that we have it here. So hopefully it works out fairly well. Going through the rest of it, we've got some extra overflow here, which is going to be eggs on the left and feathers on the right. Now, just in case I want to have some of those, I've got storage for them. Otherwise, if we take a look up top, and if I can do this without embarrassing myself, like there, kind of, the stuff, once it's overflowing, will just kind of sit on the hopper and eventually despawn for both the feathers and the eggs here. That was kind of the intended goal of it. So that way we don't get too much. I don't have to like try to clear out like a chest every now and then because it's gonna like clog up the hoppers or whatever. So that's why they're like that. As far as these two chambers, we've got chickens up there that are gonna be laying eggs, flowing through and hatching new chickens, which will be stored behind the glass here. Those chickens will grow up, and once they're all fully grown, or once I have enough in there, I will be extracting their meat with these buttons. Those buttons are going to dispense potions of harming. I think that's correct grammar, plural. Those buttons will be dispensing potions of harming. That's what I'm going to use to collect the raw meat. The feathers and the eggs will just kind of be every once in a while. If I want to stop chickens from being spawned into that chamber, all I got to do is hit that lever right there. Brings that redstone to the hopper below the chest, and that'll prevent any eggs from going into that hopper and into the dispenser to be thrown and hatch more chickens. So like I said in the first part of this video, it's pretty simple stuff, nothing too complicated about this farm, but the only reason I need it is for trading with a villager. Gets me some XP, gets me some emeralds, so that's why I built it. Hopefully it works out fairly well. I don't know how many chickens I'll be spawning into there. It's going to depend on how much lag they cause, etc. So I'm going to have to do some figuring out of that. But we will get this all taken care of on another episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I appreciate you watching, and I hope you have a good day. See you later.